This brief tutorial is designed to help the user become familiar with the Nextiva mobile application. The application itself is the same in the iPad, iPhone, and Android environments. Opening the app brings the user to the login screen. Before entering the username and password, make sure the correct server is selected at the bottom. Clicking on the server IP or host name will bring up an interface that allows the user to add servers as necessary. Keep in mind this server address is the address of the Verint Media Gateway. It contains the site lists and transcoding information necessary for Nextiva Mobile to operate. With the correct server selected, we enter the proper username and password. And with the app connected, we are presented with a site infrastructure which exists on the server. Drilling down into each group exposes the NVRs within the system. Selecting the individual NVR exposes all the cameras and the associated thumbnail for each camera. Clicking on the thumbnail or the name of the camera itself automatically displays that camera and begins playing its live video. With the video playing, a double tap will enlarge the video being displayed. Double tap again and the video is brought back to the regular size. Moving 2 fingers within the application window, similar to most other touchscreen apps, also allows the video to be enlarged or reduced accordingly. When enlarged, the camera can be moved around within the original field of view. If we tap once within the video window, we are presented with 3 options. We can pause the video, and of course when the video is paused, that button becomes the resume play. On the left is the Quick Query button. There is a setting that allows the user to configure this button to anywhere between 1 and 60 minutes. This means with the simple click of a button, the viewer will display the last 5 minutes, as default, of video for that camera. With the video paused, also we can tap on the Favorites button to add this camera to favorites within the home screen. Finally, there is a hidden button behind the video window used like turning a page. Once exposed, we can see this hidden button allows us to close all tiles. Alternatively, if we are viewing video, we can simply tap and hold within a tile, and that tile will close. Speaking of tiles, if we swipe up within the video window, we will see a group of tile layouts exposed. Selecting a layout immediately shifts the video window into that layout. Now we can go back to the list of cameras to add a camera to the first tile. Then we can go to another site and bring up another camera to bring into the second tile. Just for fun, we'll pause this new camera and add it to our favorites. We'll find out how to get to those in the next couple of slides. Tap and hold on each window to close it back down. Back in the main screen of the Nextiva mobile app, we again drill down into the individual cameras. Now we will query recorded video by time and date. Tap on the arrow button to the right of any of the camera names. The video query options are displayed. The default, for which is usually the last 5 minutes. Tap the start time, and at the bottom, select from the options for date and time. Next, tap on the end time, and again at the bottom, enter the correct date and time. Now, either click the play button at the top or tap and hold the drag me button in the middle of the screen to drag to a specific tile. The video will begin playing. Again, we are presented with several options at the bottom. The far left button allows the user to see a live view of this camera. There is also a fast backward button, a pause button, and the fast forward button. The amount of time skipped forward or back is configurable within the Settings tab, which we will see in the next slide. And again, we have a Favorites button. We'll click on Favorites to show how this works in the next slide. Two very nice features within the Nextiva mobile app are Recents and Favorites. Recents allows the user to quickly recall those videos which were being reviewed previously. Clicking on any of the items in the list automatically recalls them and displays them for the user. These will stay within the screen even from session to session. However, at some point, a particular camera or video clip may not be so recent anymore. So, throughout this demonstration, we have shown where the Favorites option can be employed. Clicking on the Favorites button from the home screen displays a list of those cameras that, for one reason or another, we have selected as favorites. Clicking on them within this screen is exactly like using it in the main Cameras screen, live and recorded. Finally, let's take a moment to look at the Settings tab. Here we find some player settings, like adjusting the aspect ratio and video quality. And we also can adjust the playback settings, which is where we find the Quick Query, Fast Backward, and Fast Forward buttons. Notice each of these adjust in minutes. There are also options to display or not display certain pieces of the video overlay, and finishing out the settings are more general and troubleshooting options rarely used. Finally, within the Settings tab is the place to go to Log Out. We'll do that now to close the connections.